Today, we're going to be looking at question 1B of the Wassce 2019 Mathematics Theory Past question. The question says to simplify 15 over root 75 plus root 108 plus root 432, leaving the answer in the form a root b, where a and b are positive integers. The first thing you need to know whenever you are solving any problem is, first of all, identify what topic in mathematics that question is. If you are able to do this, then I tell you, you start having an idea of how to solve these problem set. The first thing is, this question is from sword. This is from sword. Okay, it's a sword problem. Okay, so now you have been asked to add those numbers together, which I will write this 15 over root 75 plus root 108. We know that root 108 means root 108 over 1. Just like when you say 3 is the same thing as 3 over 1. Okay, plus root 432 over 1. Okay, very good. Now this is still the same approach as the way you would solve addition of fractions. Find your LCM. Okay, I'll first of all find the LCM right there. So LCM of root 75, 1 and 1 is going to be root 75. It's very easy to get that. Just say root 75 times 1, that's going to be root 75, times 1 again, root 75. So we'll start from there. My LCM is root 75. Okay, take note of what I said. This is just pretty much like the way you're going to be adding fractions. Just use that same approach. Okay, how many times root 75 go in root 75? That's going to be 1 time. Okay, 1 times 15 is going to give us 15. Very good. Plus, how many times will 1 go in root 75? Is going to be root 75. Okay, now root 75 times 108. So that means I'm going to have root 75 times root 108. So that's going to be 108 times 75. Put everything in that square root. Okay, put everything in that square root. Plus 1, how many times will 1 go in root 75? That's going to be root 75. Now root 75 times root 432, that's square root of 432. Then you're going to do the same thing. Put everything in that square root. 432 times 75. Okay, very good, guys, very good. Now let us multiply out, right? Let us multiply these out now, those numbers in the square root. So I'll have 15 plus square root of 108 times 75. That's going to give you 8100. It's going to give you 8100. Now plus 432 times 75. That is going to give us 32,400. Okay, so divided by root 75. Very good, guys. Very good, guys. We are getting somewhere. This is pretty easy. Do not be scared of mathematics problem sets. They are very easy. You just have to practice. Okay, now I have 15 plus, now what is the square root of 8100? That's going to give you 90. You can use your calculator to do that. Find the square root of 8100. That's 8100. If you find the square root, it's going to give you 90. Okay, plus square root of 32,400. That's going to give you 180. Very good, guys, very good. Over square root of 75. Let's just take things easy, a step at a time. Okay, a step at a time, guys, a step at a time. So now if you take a look at this, 15 plus 90 plus 180, that should give us 285. That should give us 285. Okay, now 285 over root 75. Very good, guys. We are almost there. Now a lot of people, when they look at this, they might say, oh, this is my final answer. Okay, now you cannot stop right here. This is not your final answer. We can still proceed further. Okay, now what we need to do now is to break out this 75. So that's going to be, so we have 285 divided, right, by 75. If you look at 75, I can break down 75 to be 25 times 3. Okay, I can break it down that way. I can break down 75 to be 25 times 3. Okay, so that means in that case I have root 25 times root 3. Okay, now you can do this. If you remember part of one of the rules of your of sword, so now I can break out this to become root 25 times root 3. It's still the same thing. Take note, it's still the same thing. Root 25 times 3, everything under this square is the same thing as breaking it out. Root 25 times root 3 is still the same thing. Okay, guys, it's still the same thing. Now I'm going to say 285 over, what is the square root of 25? We know that it's easy, that's 5. So now that's 5 times square root of 3 is going to give us decimal, right? So you still retain it as root 3. Very good, very good. So now we have 285 over 5 root 3. Very good, guys. Very good. Very good. Now, this is still not the final answer. I know a lot of people will get to this and they will be like, oh yes, this is my final answer. No, this is not your final answer. Because if you take a look at the question, it says that leave your answer. It says leaving the answer in this form. In this form, a root b. A root b, where a and b are positive integers, right? So now, remember that in sword, you don't want to leave your answer, you don't want to leave your answer to have a denominator in the root form. You don't want to leave it to have a your denominator be in the root form, right? So because it must not be in the root form, what you then need to do today is to do what we call rationalization of denominator. Okay, so now we need to rationalize the denominator. So now this is what I am going to do. I will say rationalize the denominator. Rationalize the denominator. Okay, denominator. Okay, because your denominator has a root of 3, which we don't want that. Okay, we do not want that. As a matter of fact, before we move on to that, there is something we can quickly do right here. Okay, this is 285 over 5 root 3. Okay, if you take a look at this 5 can divide 285. So 5 here 1, 5 in 285, that is going to give us 57. Okay, so that means my answer here is going to give me 57 over root 3. Okay, it's going to give 57 over root 3. But still take note, this is still not your final answer. Why is that? Like I said, your denominator should not be in surd form, should not be in root form. Okay, so what you need to do is to rationalize the denominator. Okay, so now to rationalize the denominator, what you need to do is to multiply both up, that's both the numerator and the denominator, by the denominator. What do I mean? We have 57 over root 3. Okay, to rationalize this, I am going to multiply the numerator and denominator by root 3. You are multiplying both numerator and denominator by this denominator, denominator that has the root. Okay, that is what we are going to do. That is what it means by rationalizing. Okay, now if you want to do that now, this is going to give us, now this is pretty easy, we are almost done. Okay, now 57 times root 3, that is going to give us 57 root 3. Very good, guys. Over square root of, then you're going to multiply root 3 times root 3. Okay, that's going to give you root 9, because 3 times 3 is 9. It's going to give you root 9. Okay, very good. We are almost there. So now 57 root 3 over root 9. So I'm going to add 57 root 3. Now, what is the square root of 9? Square root of 9 is 3. Very good, guys. We're almost there. Now, as you can see that our denominator does not have a surd anymore. It does not have a number in square root anymore, right? So that means we are almost done. So all you have to do is just take a look at this and see if you can simplify this further. Okay, you will agree with me that 3 can go here 1 and 3 can go in 57 19 times. Okay, so that means my final answer now is 19 root 3, because this is 1 now, the denominator now is 1. So now your final answer is 19 root 3. This is your final answer. Very easy, guys, very easy. Remember what the question says. The question says that leaving your answer in the form a root b, where a and b are positive integers, a root b. And what have we done? Take a look. Our final answer right here is 19 root 3, which is pretty much like, say, a root b. Like your a is your 19, your b is your 3. You see that now? So this is your final answer, 19 root b. Very good, guys. I hope you guys understand how I was able to solve these problem set. Alright, guys, I will see you in the next class. We're going to be looking at the question 2A of this same year, 2019 past question. Bye.